All right, let's go to the numbers. Let's talk a little price check. Tough times.
Very.
I saw a pretty funny reel that called it Bruce Springsteen Recession after Brat Girl Summer turns into Springsteen Recession.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Get laid off from your cushy work from home job and walk across train tracks like you've been laid off from your factory gig you worked your whole life. All right. Rhode Island is rolling out what people are calling the Taylor Swift tax. Dan, did you hit the sound effect yet?
Yeah, it already played and went. He was on it.
Man, I didn't hear it on my end. Homes valued at over $1 million that are uninhabited for at least 183 days of the year get hit with a new vacancy tax taking effect in July, named after Taylor Swift, who owns a waterfront mansion in Westerly, Rhode Island. The broader story, state and local governments across the country are targeting second homeowners to plug budget holes and ease housing shortages. The taxes are generating furious debate about property rights, but the political math is obvious. There are a lot more renters and first-time buyers than there are second homeowners.
Yeah, that's wild. The Taylor Swift tax is funny. I mean, it's going to help get it out there that it's a thing, just having that name association with it. But I think it's actually called the Non-Owner Occupied Property Tax Act. But Taylor Swift Tax Act sounds way better.
You like that?
Yeah.
Flights. International flight prices leaving the U.S. are up 50% between January and April, according to Kayak. Domestic up 24%. Spirit Airlines exiting the market is part of the reason. Spirit set the floor for cheap fares and pressured every bigger airline to compete with it. That floor is gone. Airlines have pledged to temporarily cap fares for stranded Spirit customers, but that's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's the Spirit closing was a big story this month, right? I'm curious to see where the rest of the market, kind of makes up for that void. Whether or not they were anyone's favorite, I don't think they were anyone's favorite, but they did have a market share there, so it'll be interesting to kind of see how that looks.
Well, it's interesting to hear too that they set the floor. I never really thought of it that way, but you
That's
have to have somebody offering a really cheap option to pressure your Deltas, your Americans, your your
United.
JetBlues.
Yep.
United. Let's cover them all.
Shout out airlines.
The supercomputer number. Nicole Smith drives the supercommuter number. Is that better?
Yeah.
I wish it was a super.
We're not talking about supercomputers. Yeah.
No, this is a number you put in your computer. It makes it super.
It's 13.
It's also just a virus. It's just a virus. Nicole Smith drives 50 miles each way 3 times a week from Fredericksburg, Virginia to Washington, D.C. Her monthly fill-ups are up $200 compared to earlier this year. If you drive 75 miles each way every single weekday, it's running roughly $500 a month just to fill the tank for commutes at today's prices. The Iran war and gas at $4.50 a gallon plus is not abstract. I mean, you could throw a rock and find somebody affected by gas prices.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's insane. And I think it's causing more people with the luxury of being able to work from home are trying to do that more, because you actually are noticing a difference at this point, because it is a weekly expense you have to kind of make part of your budget. Whereas I feel like a few years ago, it's been expensive for a while, but a few years ago, it was, I think, about half of what it is right now. So
no, it was half of what it is now this year.
Was it? Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember paying almost half of what I just paid for a full tank of gas.
Crazy.
Gas prices were under $3 a gallon.
I know my office is emptier on Monday. Like, it's been empty on Fridays, but emptier now on Mondays noticeably.
Well, anyways, let's talk about dogs. The Beagles. Ridgeland Farms, a commercial dog breeding facility in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin. It's a village of 900 people. released 1,500 beagles to be rehomed after animal rights groups negotiated an undisclosed sum. More than 1,000 activists showed up. Laura Loomer and Laura Trump both gave it attention. There are now lawsuits and political tussles. A village of 900 people suddenly has 1,000 activists in a national story. So there's a lot more going on in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin right now.
Why did 900 people have 1,500 beagles?
No, they got them released to be rehomed. They didn't. They just like paid the fees to get them rehomed. I think.
Okay.
They were like in a bad facility. They wanted to get them out as a commercial breeding facility.
Oh,
so
all right then.
They were freeing the beagles.
Okay.
900 people have 1,500 beagles. What is that? A math problem? What are you doing?
I was confused, man.
That's the question people need to ask. I'm sure you weren't the only one. Got to compute these numbers. And the World Cup closer. Portugal versus Colombia, June 27th in Miami. Cristiano Ronaldo's likely final World Cup. Cheapest resale ticket on Ticket Data right now, $2,500. On FIFA's own resale site, prices range from $2,300 to, and this is real, $5.75 million.
Oh my gosh.
And those prices do not include FIFA's 15% buyer fee or their 15% seller fee. That game now costs more than the Super Bowl. The World Cup is literally coming to Miami this summer. F1 was just there last week, and the city is having a year that nobody will forget.
Yeah,
Miami 26 will be talked about.
The Dolphins may not be winning a lot of football games, but what Stephen Ross has done with that property and that space is really something to like kind of marvel at. It's really impressive.
Well, I remember he just sold it.
Yeah, he did sell an ownership stake. You're right. We just covered it. I can't remember the name.
It was the F1 race. It was the stadium. It was all the stuff at the stadium that's not the Dolphins.
Yeah. So
he said it's never going to be higher than this, so he sold it while it's hot. And then, like a month or two later, he was saying how Miami's not going to meet the requirements to host a Super Bowl for a while.
Yep.
Which is stupid.
Doesn't seem super bothered by it either because of all this additional revenue that's coming in. F1 in the single race, in the single race it gets every season, generates more than a Miami home season combined, like all 8 games.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's that audience.
Speaking of effing around with F1 time, Miami Review Week. No race this weekend, so this is the full retrospective, Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.